Hey guys, this is Dani with Skye Gardens. Thanks for tuning in today. If you can see behind me, this is my U-pick field, and I thought I would do this video to show you guys kind of an update on what has happened this past week with the weather and this field. And my hopes with sharing this on my video is, number one, to alert anybody that's local that was expecting to come out to my U-pick field soon. Not going to happen. And number two, just to show the reality of farming and some of the negative things that can happen and how you can deal with it and move forward. So thanks for watching. Like the video for me, comment on it, subscribe. That helps me reach more viewers. Especially I'm trying to reach people in Texas or in the South, other flower farmers or people that want to get started with flower farming or even just gardening, you know, in the South, in a hot environment. That's kind of my focus on how I do my videos. So if you're new to my channel, my flower farm is in Splendora, Texas, which is like northeast of Houston. And if you're not in our area, I don't know if you would know or not, but this past week we got an unprecedented amount of rain. We've not had this much rain in the Houston area since Hurricane Harvey. Some areas, including mine, got almost up to 20 inches of rain, which is almost a year's supply of rain, and that was within a week. Really, I think within like 5 days. It was just crazy. There was a lot of streets flooding. I'm very grateful that my home that I live at was fine. My neighborhood was fine. There were a lot of neighborhoods whose people lost their homes. They had to evacuate. They had flooding and water damage, and I feel so bad for them because, of course, nobody saw this coming. And here at the farm, like, pretty much everything is fine except for this U-pick field. So I'm very grateful that the house is okay. Everything around the property is okay. I do have flowers still. I have flowers in my production fields, but my U-pick field has been pretty much underwater for 4 days now. When I came out, so it rained like super bad last Sunday. Today is Tuesday. So last Sunday, over a week ago, it rained really bad. It flooded, but by the next day, it was draining and dried up pretty fast. However, we had another torrential rain on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, and it flooded again. And I think it was just so much water so fast that it doesn't have anywhere to go. And this is a low-lying area. I am realizing over on this field, and the streets flooded. It's into my neighbors, and yeah, this is not a normal occurrence, but unfortunately it happened. And of course it happened right when I was getting close to opening. So that's kind of the sucky thing is, I was really trying to open up for Saturday morning before Mother's Day, and obviously I'm not going to be able to do that, and I don't think I'm even going to be able to open this U-pick field anytime soon, and maybe not until the fall. It looks, at first I was a little hopeful that maybe some of the flowers and plants would survive, and some of them looks like they will, but they're probably going to be diseased because they've been wet and covered in water, and especially like flood water, which is not the cleanest. So I'll probably end up ripping everything out. Hopefully my fabric and my drip lines are salvageable. I think they will be if I can get everything dried off well. But yeah, I had, this field was like almost fully planted, 20 rows, 50-foot rows. I was really hoping that I could open it up soon and run it for a couple months. This was going to be like my biggest draw for my farm. It was going to be my biggest money maker, and that's pretty much gone. I've lost money. I've lost so many hours of work, and I've lost time, which is probably the worst thing, because even if things were cleared up and set back up and I replanted everything today, it would at least be a good 2 months before flowers were blooming in time to, you know, have people come. And by then you're talking like mid-July, which in this area is pretty unbearably hot. You're getting to the end of summer. I don't know if people would want to come out here and pick flowers in that kind of weather. And, you know, getting to the end of summer, it's almost the beginning of school. I think people will just be focused on that. I mean, my draw is to try to bring like families out here, kids out here, just a lot of people in the community. And I think at that time of the year, I don't know that people are going to want to come. So I'm thinking at this point, I'll probably not worry about getting things replanted for the summer and just delay it a bit and focus on the fall and trying to get this back up and running. I'm going to move it because I do not want to go through this again, and get it back up and running for the fall, maybe for like September, October, and November. That's a really popular time of year where we are for people to get out and do activities with their families and their kids, because it's starting to cool off a little bit. Everybody's so sick of the heat of the summer and they want to get back outside when the weather starts to cool off slightly. So I think that would be a good goal for me, and get everything moved. And that way, putting in all this work again will feel a lot better, you know, doing it in an area that I know is not going to flood and that I can, you know, for sure open for the fall. I don't want to put in all this work to get this back up and running soon for the end of the summer and not have people show up. I think that would be worse. So that's kind of where I stand right now. Like I said, I still have my production fields. I have plenty of flowers for the summer for, you know, bouquets, wholesale, retail, selling to florists, doing my bouquet subscriptions. So I'm going to fill in all the areas that I haven't planted yet. I had planted some of my production stuff in the U-pick field just to fill it up, and that's all going to be dead now. So I have to go back and replant some stuff in my production fields and just get all this full and make the most of this area. I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty sad about it, and I was trying to tamp down my feelings, but my youngest daughter has also kind of been struggling lately with some things in her health, and I think when this happened, it just kind of like tipped me over the edge, and I had a really good cry yesterday. Really big meltdown. I was talking to my husband, and I think that's kind of what I needed. I needed to like release all that emotion, and I slept hard and feeling better today. And I think sometimes that's what you need to do, is just like give in. It's sad, it sucks, it's frustrating, mourn the loss, and then regroup yourself and make a plan for moving forward. And that's the reality of farming. You know, you're out here dealing with the weather and Mother Nature, and that's beyond our control. And you're going to have crop loss. You're going to have major things happen, and you can't control it, but you can control how you react to it. And that's anything in life, but especially in instances like these. And it's really hard for those of us that like to be in control of everything. You just can't doing this type of work. So, you know, I'm learning a big lesson on understanding my property and where and how I can grow things. So like I said, I'm not going to make the mistake again of using this area. Maybe in the future I can fix it where the drainage won't be a problem, or it'll drain fine. But for now, I'm just going to mark this area of the property as unusable. And luckily for me, I have a large property here, so I can move the U-pick field to, you know, hopefully get it open in the future. And yeah, and let it go and keep moving on. You can't dwell on stuff like this. And I do think that this is also a good reason why you should have, if you're going into farming or flower farming, you should have multiple ways that you are making money. Because if one thing fails and that's your only thing, like if I was only trying to do a U-pick field and this happened, that would be it. Like I would have nothing. So I think diversifying, you don't have to do all the things, but at least a few different things to where, you know, yeah, I can't open my U-pick and use that to, you know, make money, but I have my other fields where I can cut flowers and sell them to florists. I can cut flowers and make bouquets and arrangements for people. I have my bouquet subscription. So, you know, this is all just, it's just a way to understand, you know, your business, and in my opinion, a good lesson on not being reliant on one thing, one stream of income in case stuff like this happens. So that's it. That's kind of it on the updates. Like I said, if you're local and you were hoping to come out to the U-pick field, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's, well, at least for now. And my hope is to get it up and running for September. And in the meantime, if you need flowers, hit me up, and you know, I may see if I can do some small events or things over the summer, and I'll show you some more fun stuff that's going on in the production fields. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will be back next week with another video, and I will see you then.